Okay, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Dipti, so we have got Dipti. She is a senior director of Sutherland Learning and Development. We had connected since last 3 years. She was also my PMP during her session. And Dipti, are you in India or you are in Europe? You are traveling most of the time.
Hi, Saptarshi. Good morning, all. I hope you're able to hear me clearly.
Yeah, you are audible. Please go ahead, Dipti.
Sorry, I'm in India. I'm based out of Pune. I'm not traveling at present, but yes, I keep traveling for work.
Okay, great. So, Dipti, if you can share your screen, and I have given you one PDF,
Yes,
and tell about yourself, your long journey. You have lots of experience in Salesforce. So, if you can start with the audience are eager to hear from you.
yes. Just give me a minute. Hello, all. Good morning. How are you all doing today?
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, everyone.
Nice to hear from you, Arindam. Can I hear from everyone? How are you doing today?
Ori, Komit, please respond, everyone.
Hi Deepti, good morning.
Good morning. Give me a minute. I think I'll have to share my screen because it's not letting me share a tab. All right. Well, first of all, thank you all for joining today. Saptarshi, could you go on mute, please? I can hear my own. Thank you. So, very good morning, all. Thank you for joining us on Sunday morning. Right. Uh, It's good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are based. My name is Deepti. I work as a senior director, talent management for Sutherland Global Services, and I do bring in more than 2 decades of experience managing enterprise and IT teams, wherein I had spent 15 years with Microsoft, 3.5 years on a Salesforce project with Cognizant. That was Salesforce product support. And at Sutherland, I deal with teams from development till the product is out in the market, and then people buy, customize, and then they call in for tech support as well. So it's a full circle that I deal with, right? So that's about me, and I'd like to hear from you as well about your experience so far. So feel free to come off mute and we can talk.
Hi, Deepti. I am also from Salesforce background, mainly on Salesforce Marketing Cloud. So
Hmm.
currently working with EY
Hmm.
as a senior consultant. So that's also it's like kindly this stakeholder management to development and architecture and some part of business analysis I am also doing
Hmm.
in my project.
Hmm.
So that's all. So I have nearly about 9 years of experience with me. Mhm. That's
Great to
about.
hear from. Great to hear from you. Nice to know about you. Thank you. Anyone?
Amit, can you start? Hello? Mute.
Hi, Saptarshi. We are able to hear you.
Yeah. Amit, can you start from you? Amit from TCS.
Amit, TCS, right?
Amit, am I audible? I don't know that. Anyone can start from their own and speak some. Orik,
Yes, Aptosida,
yeah, Amit, go ahead and tell about yourself. Just 2 minutes.
you are not audible.
Am I audible?
Give me a moment, please.
You are audible. Okay, Priyanka, you can start your background.
Yeah. Hi, Dipti. This
Hi.
is Priya. Okay. I have near about 11 years experience and in sales background, mainly in Salesforce development. And now I'm moving towards the Salesforce architecture and the business studies. So, yeah, that's about
Great.
me.
Priyanka
Great to
from
hear from
IBM.
you, Priyanka.
Thank you.
Okay, Sreha, if you can tell about yourself, Sreha De.
Hi, Deepti and everyone. Good morning. I bring about 15 years of experience to the table. I work mostly into testing and project management, and little bit of experience here and there testing Salesforce and managing projects with Salesforce. That's all about it.
Great to know about you, Shreya. Welcome.
So, Dipti, you can go ahead and start.
All right. Thank you. Anyone else who would like to speak in between? Okay. I would like to start with HRMS stakeholder management right now. Why is it an important topic altogether? There are a couple of questions in your PMP exam once you start preparing, right, which talks about stakeholder management and their level of influence as well. And other than that, understanding HRMS, invention, innovation that have happened in HRMS over the years is very important for all of us to learn. Help me understand if you're able to view my screen clearly, or do I need to maximize it?
No, it's coming fine.
It's coming up fine. Great. Thank you. All right. Let me give me a minute. I think the screen is not moving, so I'll stop sharing and bring it up again. I hope it is visible now.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, great. So our discussion today is structured into 6 different sections. We'll begin with project overview, followed by stakeholder management, the HRMS solution architecture, analytics, reporting capabilities, implementation planning, and finally the risk mitigation strategies that will help ensure successful delivery of any project. Right? Now let's go through a project overview. Now this initiative spans across 18 months and consists of 6 implementation phases covering 12 HRMS modules supporting more than 450 end users. The primary objective is to centralize HR operations, automate critical processes, strengthen stakeholder engagement, provide real-time decision-making insights, and ensure regulatory compliance from a PMI perspective. And these objectives directly support business value realization and organizational transformation. Now, I'll take a pause here. I would like to talk about something that we see day in, day out at our organization. We all know that HRMS system in our organization, sometimes some people use SAP, right? Success factors. Some people use PeopleSoft. Some people use Workday. Some have different other HRMS systems. Now, these HRMS systems are very crucial for any organization's growth. As employees join from their new hire onboarding till they retire, all that information goes in one single platform. right? Now consider that if you have a startup organization, if you join a startup organization which is still starting up their business, and they have like 10 to 15 employees, but they do not have HRMS system. In this scenario, onboarding, the leave management, their attrition, right? Which project they are working in, how much percentage of their time is productive in a particular project has to be done manually, right? So that's why HRMS systems these days play a very crucial role in an organization, which enables all the leaders, right? All leaders, when I say leaders, which means they are the owners and accountable people for different verticals, different horizontals within an organization, right? How does it help? It helps centralize all HR operations under a single platform altogether. Example, you're joining a new organization, you're getting a joining letter, right? Your onboarding letter, your onboarding details. By the time you reach the venue, you join their onboarding session, the employee ID is created, your documents are verified by the team, right? As a background verification. Then they also walk you through what are their company policies, procedures, leave management, then transport, and some people go through night shift allowance, day shift allowance, and whatnot, right? So all those financial policies, procedures are being discussed on that particular day. Widely, HR introduces you to the wider organization, which means globally, an organization, where do they have a footprint and what are the policies associated with it, right? Earlier days, I mean almost 2 decades ago, where PeopleSoft was the only HRMS, we didn't have the new age HRMS solutions in play. A lot of work was done manually by HR people. The payroll was done manually in most of the companies. I wouldn't say 100%, but most of the companies. Then accuracies in payroll was also a challenge. And by the time people move on from an organization, let's say someone resigned today, the manager will only get to know after 28 days. So these were the challenges that brought in the innovation in HRMS systems over the period of time. Right? Now, why HRMS is important? Because all employees, no matter whatever role, function, and whatever level they play, starting from the CEO of the company till the junior employee, they all reside under HRMS system. So when we talk about employees, their well-being, their skills, what functions they can play, what is their payroll, how attentive they are, or what is their attendance, their performance appraisal, workflows, everything is housed under a single HRMS platform, right? Okay. So this is an important one, right? Now we'll move on to stakeholder identification and classification. So, like I said, that from CEO till junior employee, everyone is under one single HRMS. So, which means all your internal stakeholders are also under the same HRMS. Sometimes, when you start a project, you know that you have to deal with IT as a department, HR as a department, or you need to deal with background verification team as a separate department within HR function. You don't know at times who is the manager, who's the leader out there. So the easiest way is to go through your HRMS system where you find out who's the director, who's the leader out there, who you will bring on call as one of your stakeholders, right? So stakeholder identification and classification is one of the crucial roles of a project manager in every project. So you have internal stakeholders. Example, you have executive sponsor who gives you the strategic insight about the project, and he or she will also tell you what is the return on investment on that particular project. They are the ones who decide the project. They also tell you what is the outcome that they are expecting out of that project. Financially, they are the ones who fund the project as well. So executive sponsors could be any of your SVPs, CEOs in the organization, right? Similarly, you have external stakeholders. Those could be your clients or the vendors you deal with, right? So at a client side, you will again see an executive sponsor who's supporting that project, as well as that person is guiding you and reviewing your project time to time, right? I'll take a pause here. Would like to know, is my pace okay? Do you want me to explain any other topic or any questions here so far?
All fine.
We can go ahead.
Okay. So stakeholder management is one of the most critical success factors for the project, right? If you identify key stakeholders basis their influence, interest, and impact on the project outcomes, right? High influence stakeholders such as executive sponsor, HR director, IT project manager will be managed closely, right? And other groups will receive targeted communication and engagement activities appropriate to their role and interest level time to time. This approach ensures alignment, transparency, and timely decision making throughout the project lifecycle. So, throughout your project, you will be keeping people informed every day, almost every day, right? Because they have the high influence on the project. And when we say every day, you're not going to the entire team and telling them everything. It could be executive sponsor, HR, VP, IT project manager, or IT VP, right? These are three or four people who are really crucial to start with any project, right? So help me understand, if you deal with these roles in your current projects, and how has your experience been so far? Anyone? Okay. Now, okay, I'll come back to it later for a discussion. Then you have department heads. These department heads could be, right, someone who's working in facilities, who's into procurement, right? And then you have process owners as well. Sometimes quality becomes a process, right? Getting vendor empaneled in your legal system is a process, right? So legal teams becomes your process owners, quality teams become your process owners as well. End users could be your staff, it could be HR business partners, it could be people who are working on the ground, right? Doing the work for you, right? They have a low influence, right? But their interest levels are high. Reason because they are directly working on the project. Then finance team, their influence level is pretty high, but their interest levels are pretty low. Reason because they look at what to pay and who is funding it. Because finance doesn't have any funding. The funding comes from the executive sponsor, right? So for finance team, it's accounts payable, just another entry in their book. So they only look at whether to approve or disapprove. IT infrastructure. These days, IT infrastructure, IT PMO has a high influence, right? And high interest in most of the projects. Reason because If you have to procure licenses, let's say you have to procure cloud based licenses, you need to buy hardware, or you need to buy extra cables, or to set up a complete network architecture in your organization. These guys also look at the budgeting and go back to the finance team. So sometimes they have high influence and high interest as well, depending on how the project is laid out, right? Compliance officers need for the regulatory review, right? They are informed almost on a weekly basis. Then vendors and integrators, those who are providing solutions. So there are two ways we deal with vendors. One who's providing services, example, someone is sending their trainer to deliver training, or another vendor who's providing the manpower to complete a part of the project as well. So vendors can come in any way, right? Either they can provide services or they can provide manpower. Now, the person who's providing services and they are actively in use, my 2 cents, you have to deal with them almost twice or thrice a week, and you have to monitor them pretty closely, right? So, basis this, you need to understand who are the people who you need to manage closely, and then there are people who need to be and informed on a weekly basis, and then there are teams who you need to monitor on their progress as well. So that is how stakeholder identification and classification works. Any questions here so far? No. Okay. So there's a stakeholder power interest matrix, right? So here you will see the high interest, low power to high, and then there is low interest and high interest as well, right? So in this you will see, right, finance team, IT infrastructure, they need to be satisfied with the solution that you're putting in your project. They will not interfere beyond that because they are the yes and no people, which means they have a high influence. Then people you need to manage closely because they have a high influence in your project are your executive sponsors, IT directors or IT VPs, and IT PMOs or project managers. Right? Wherever you have high influence, right, you have to monitor certain activities, and then you have to keep people informed as well, right? So for finance and IT team, you generally monitor how their processes are moving forward. Example, you need to procure hardware, whether the hardware procurement PO is moving forward correctly or no. Is finance approving that or no? Right? So that requires a lot of monitoring. But if you have to deal with executive sponsor, HR director, IT project manager, you have to keep them informed almost on a daily, weekly basis. Right? They play a very important and crucial role. Right? Now we'll move to HRMS module architecture. Right? So the proposed HRMS solution provides end-to-end employee lifecycle platform. Core capabilities include employee management, payroll, attendance, leave administration, performance management, recruiting, learning and development, compliance management, and analytics. By consolidating these capabilities into a single integrated platform, we expect improved data accuracy, streamlined workflows, and enhanced employee and manager experiences. Right? Now, think about a typical HR process today. An employee joins the organization, HR enters details into one system, payroll updates, uh, another one, right? Then managers track goals in spreadsheets, training team records sit elsewhere in LMS. This creates delays and duplicate effort and data inconsistencies. With HRMS platform, we create a single source of truth. For example, a new employee joins, their onboarding, payroll setup, manager assignment, training enrollment, compliance documentation happens automatically through integrated workflows. This improves efficiency while reducing operational risk. Otherwise, what happens? In small organizations or startups, if HRMS is not there, or let's say the organization is not centralized in people operations, there are so many loopholes that the managers will not get to know. And all the blame goes on HR. Example, attrition happened, manager never gets to know on time. Payroll is processed, there are inaccuracies, they never get to know on time. People who join the organization, their employee IDs are not generated, their payroll is not set up, and people get to know after 15 days, 30 days, right? Or people join, their training is not aligned yet. People are sitting idle. So it is very crucial for HR, business partners, as well as HRMS to let all other teams know that these are the people who are onboarded. This is what their payroll looks like. This is the training that they are enrolled in. And that's how it should go ahead. Analytics is important because HR deals with Power BI, Tableau almost on a daily basis. They have to showcase, right, the accuracy, right, the accuracy of how many people are on board, their attendance, then their payroll accuracy, right? During payroll, they also look at leave utilization breakdown, right? Let's say across India, if you have more than 2 million employees, then what is the percentage of employees who are on annual leave? Percentage of people on sick leave, maternity, paternity leave, unpaid, and other, right? And then what is the headcount by department? Now, these things are monitored almost on a daily basis by senior leaders in every organization, right? Average appraisal score, how many people have attended their appraisal discussion, how many are pending, by what date it is getting closed, that is also being tracked. Attrition rate month on month. Earlier, people only used to get to know at the end of the month. Now they can see real time. The reason for analytics dashboard is people should get to know what is happening in the HR as an organization, where we see attrition, how soon do we need to hire new people, and then there is a compliance score that is given. So this is one of the core KPIs for HR VPs and HR BPs as well, like business partners, right? This plays a very important role. Now think about if you got a new project and you need 10 Java developers and you need 10 Salesforce developers, right? When you go to HR, you look for how many people are skilled on Java and Salesforce development, right? You get to know a list of 10 or 20 people who you can interview for this particular project. You definitely align interview with someone technically smart enough or SME from the project while you just sit there and observe how the interview is coming along, right? Now, by the time your project starts, you will get to know that 50% of your people are either on sick leave, maternity, paternity leave, or they are unpaid leaves or other type of leaves. So even before the project started, because of humans are not available, the project gets stalled. It becomes a scope creep, right? So every project, are the humans are the greatest assets, right, at work. if you manage your team really well, all your projects will be on track, right? So be pally with HR, finance, IT, executive sponsors, your learning and development team, your vendors. Build such a good relationship with them in every organization that you work with so that you get this analytics right before it is fed into Tableau and Power BI. That's how it helps you, right? So, example, you needed 20 people, HR only gave you 20 people. But if you are in good terms with them, you will also tell them, although the requirement is 20, but I need 15. So look for 15 people with Java and Salesforce development skills. If you are in good terms with them, they will definitely get these people for you from the organization, right? Now, we can also say that AI is taking place in every organization, and AI can help find out who's skilled on what. But let me also tell you, employee information like their resume, their skills, the roles they play, the functions they play is securely, right, kept only with HR people. It's not widely available. It's not an open information that's visible to anyone. So it's always important to be pally with these departments. That will help you move forward faster. Okay. You can also see workforce trends and performance analytics, right? Monthly hiring versus attrition or performance rating distribution. Now, why this is important? Monthly hiring versus attrition will tell you if I need to raise my SR, right? Service request or job rec and start hiring people from now, because recruiting also have time like 30 to 45 days to hire new profiles. So this data comes handy when you have to backfill or add new skills to your team. Performance rating and distribution. This data helps you who's ready to move to the next role, because part of an organization, your executive sponsor is also responsible for funding for all promotions, right? So promotions come from performance rating distribution. Generally, this is a pie chart. Generally, it is on a bell curve, right? Where they tell you in a year how many people need to get promoted, how many got promoted, and then email communication need to go to at an organization level, letting people know that these many people have been promoted from this level to that level, right? Level 2 to level 3, level 3 to level 4. These are important things, right? Training completion rate. Now, training can happen in multiple different domains. Example, you have leadership. Leadership needs time and again training, because they need to know how to deal with people in their organization, right? Plus, their span is so large, right? They manage teams globally, so they lose time in learning something new, right? So their training is really important. So technical leadership goes through technical training. Domain leadership goes through domain level training. Example, if a new leader joins in an insurance as a domain, that insurance is a vertical as well as a domain. They know